A rainbow of colors filled the streets of New York City. World Pride, the largest LGBTQ celebration, is underway for the first time in the U.S. The milestone coincides with the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots in Manhattan, a catalyst for modern gay rights. Over 100,000 are participating in the parade and thousands are lining the streets to watch. Now, Ashley Smith joins us from New York City, where he is the president and board of directors of Capital Pride Alliance, a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving the needs of the LGBTQ community. Thank you for joining us, sir. Big parade over there, people lining up the streets. What is the significance of this march?
Well, the significance of the march is in large respect to the commemoration of the 50 years of Stonewall. And as all of the marches, all the Pride celebrations are doing throughout the country this year, we're focusing and taking our time to also really kind of talk about Stonewall and make sure that everybody knows the history of what 1969, what took place, and where we are today, and how far we've come, but how much farther we still have left to go. And so I think it's very exciting to see the millions of people who are in town to celebrate this. And I, as another person who's been in town and who's had the pleasure of walking the parade already today, it's very exciting to see everybody here and being a part of it.
And why do you think the organizers picked New York City for this parade?
Well, I think because Stonewall Inn is here, and that's the most critical part of it. This is where it began, and we needed to all come back here. So from, like myself, coming from D.C., and other people who are coming around from the world are coming here. They're coming in to be able to see where it began, and that this is really a great thing for us to really kind of come here to make that happen. And I think that that's the greatest way that you can celebrate history, because you actually are in the space and people are able to see where it began, where the raids that took place back in 1969 and the riots and what that was all about. And then also to learn the history of our movement at that time to where we are today.
From 1969, the Stonewall riots, to 2019, today, 50 years. A lot can happen in 50 years. How much real progress do you think has been made regarding LGBTQ rights here in the U.S.?
In the U.S., we've made a lot of progress here in the U.S., as well as we've also in this current situation that we're in right now, we've also had some things where we've actually gone step back. But in reality, when you look at it from a world perspective, there's still a lot of progress that is due to be made. And that is the piece that we still have to look at and take in consideration. So the people who are here and celebrating World Pride here in New York City are able to see and be a part of a place where they can live authentically. But then from here, they're going to be able to hopefully go back to their areas and continue to celebrate Pride and have other countries join along with the great work that we've done in America, but the work that we still have yet to do here in America and across the world.
You talk about challenges. So what are some of the thorny issues that remains to be solved here in the U.S. regarding this very group and their rights?
Well, first off, we do not have complete equality across this nation. So there are still people who can go in and say on the weekend, get married, have a picture shown, for example, on Facebook, and then on Monday they could be fired from their jobs. It is still not a safe space for us completely. We have people who are trans women, women of color, who are getting killed or who are being attacked or who are being targeted in different places in different countries or different parts of this country. So we have still a lot of work that has to be done. We're still not completely united in this country to have equality for everyone, and that's the piece that we still have yet to do.
What about the rest of the world? In many regions of the world, in many parts of the different cultures, different religions approach the LGBT rights very differently. What are the challenges the world is facing right now?
Well, first off, acceptance. In many parts of the world, we're still not accepted to be able to live and be who we want to be. We are regarded as being people who are less than humans. So it just depends upon what nation and what country you're referring to. But there are so many people that can easily just get stoned to death because they're gay, or they can be excommunicated from their family completely without anywhere to go. And then they have to find someone else who may be a part of our community, or they may have to go back into a closet where they don't want to be or should have to live. But because of the simple fact that they're gay or a member of the LGBTQ plus community, they are rejected in their country and in their neighborhoods and their churches and everything else.
Ashley Smith, President and Board of Directors of Capital Pride Alliance, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so very much for having me.